Hello, and welcome to another podcast of Trending Topics with BB. This was voted on by people who voted on the poll that I posted on my Google Plus profile in the last couple days. People wanted to talk about what movies to see, considering that there are a lot of movie advertisements, promos, the Golden Globe nominations, SAG Awards. It's award season, so people are wanting to know a little bit more about the movies coming out and if they're worth it to go pay the hard-earned money in the theater. So let's get started. Personally, I'm a huge Benedict Cumberbatch fan, and I've been counting down till Christmas Day. Not because it's Christmas Day, but because The Imitation Game is finally released widely through the U.S., not just select theaters like New York or L.A. Since I don't live in those two cities, it's been hard to not. But that Imitation Game is about the British modern age genius that was Alan Turing, who is now, you will see in the film, known for breaking the World War II Enigma code with the Nazis for the, Allied forces, which potentially ended the war and saved 14 million lives. And this is a true story about a true man. But then there's also tragedy. Not only did he basically invent what we now know as the computer, which I'm currently recording this on, and you're currently listening to a podcast on a device, but it's kind of a deep movie in that it explores relationships and the fact that Alan Turing was also a gay man in a very prejudiced society back in the 50s. This is only 40 years ago? I mean, this wasn't too long ago, but I'm literally looking forward to this movie. Oscar buzz written all over it for the cast. Keira Knightley's in it, Benedict Cumberbatch, Matthew Good. The list goes on. Now, I've gushed about that enough. Let's go on to some other nominees. Robert Duvall has been nominated for a Golden Globe in his role in The Judge with Robert Downey Jr. I've seen that movie. Great film. If you haven't seen it and you didn't get a chance to catch it in theaters, I believe it's coming out on DVD and Blu-ray in the next 3 weeks. 1st of January, or not like the 1st of January, but like the first couple weeks of January. So be looking for that. Maybe subscribe somewhere where you watch movies. I suggest that movie as well. There's some more Oscar buzz surrounding Big Eyes, which is the story, Amy Adams and Christoph Waltz playing it, and it's a story about the famous female painter who was actually the painter of these paintings that had big eyes in them that were well known in history, but her husband was taking credit for it and was a con artist. Looks like a really good portrayal. Amy Adams has been nominated. Christoph Waltz has been nominated. Another movie, of course, getting Oscar buzz, especially for Reese Witherspoon, is The Wild, which is a biography of a lady who decides just to go across and trek across the United States and what happens and the adventures that ensue in doing that. And it is basically, it is a true story. It's a biographical film. It looks pretty good. I have yet to see that. That's coming out very soon. Another one getting Oscar buzz, of course, is directed by Angelina Jolie, and that is Unbroken. Talks about war. It's coming out Christmas Day as well. And despite my personal feelings about Angelina Jolie, it looks like a really good film. It has some great cast, great acting. Another one that's getting really great reviews and Oscar buzz that has Meryl Streep, Johnny Depp, Chris Pine, Emily Blunt, the list goes on, is Into the Woods, which is a comedy musical film about old fairy tales that is getting some really good Oscar buzz and, well, award buzz. In terms of other films that are not, are also out, but are not being considered, well, I don't know if they're not being considered at all, but, well, let's finish the Oscar and the big award ones before I move on to the other movies. We got The Theory of Everything, which basically touches on Stephen Hawking's life, and Eddie Redmayne plays Stephen Hawking, and of course is nominated for his portrayal, which ironically Benedict Cumberbatch played Hawking a few years ago. Great film. I suggest you highly looking into that, but it's a different portrayal. Of course, another one that's really getting some serious buzz is Foxcatcher, starring Steve Carell, Channing Tatum, and Mark Ruffalo. And it's about the wrestlers going to Foxcatcher and what happened. And people are very thoroughly surprised by the performance of Steve Carell in this, because they're used to him being the funny guy, but he's dark and looks like a thrilling film. And then Birdman is another one that stars Michael Keaton, Edward Norton, and a bunch of other great. The cast keeps going on and on and on. That one is a great one about kind of, it's a comedy, but it kind of has an undertone about what it's like to be in the limelight and famous. So that looks like a really great film, and of course it's nominated for an award as well. And then Ben Affleck won a Hollywood Film Award about a month or two ago for Gone Girl. Everybody's giving rave reviews about Gone Girl. So if you have or have not read the book, I tend to not read the book before I see the movie. My bad. I'm trying to get better at that, but that's my own personal thing. Feel free to do that. Now, I've talked about Oscar nominated and, will be Oscar nominated. Right now it's Golden Globe nominated and SAG Awards and Critics' Choice Awards and all of that. Like I said, it's award season, so we'll be watching a few. I usually watch them. But if you have not seen Fury, I suggest Fury. That has been, Brad Pitt. It's a war film. Night in the Museum comes out Christmas. Actually, no, it's currently out, and it just came out this past Friday. And that stars Ben Stiller, and of course that was Robin Williams' last film. Well, not last film, but I guess you could say that, a film that we'll see him in. The classic Annie, but it's flipped with Jamie Foxx and Cameron Diaz, and Bobby Cannavale's in it. Of course, that's a family movie, so feel free to go see the new Annie take. I have seen an advanced screening of Mark Wahlberg's new film, The Gambler, that has John Goodman, Brie Larson. It is really good, and I highly suggest going out and seeing The Gambler, because it's pretty intense, but it's not what you are thinking it's gonna. I mean, it's about gambling, but it's really well acted and directed. I will put it there. I do not want to give any spoilers away, because I'm one of those people that hate spoilers myself. Now, there's also Top 5, which is the Chris Rock movie. It's been out a few weeks. Penguins of Madagascar, which, is another one of those penguin movies, but it's been out for a few weeks. People are raving and reviewing about that. And, of course, The Hobbit, the latest installment of that Hobbit series, The Battle of the Five armies, is getting rave reviews from all fans of the Hobbit franchise. And what else can I like I said, I plan on seeing Unbroken, Big Eyes, Wild, Imitation Game, Theory of Everything, Birdman. All of the big ones, I hope to be able to see them before Oscar. Well, the Oscars, or on primetime television, or at least Golden Globes. But I'm actually really excited about movies this year. A lot of good, intricate plot lines. Some are remakes, or sequels. But a lot of true stories that are being portrayed by well-done acting and directing. So I hope this has kind of put a list of movies that you may have seen an advertisement out for, and I hope that you enjoy these movies coming out. And of course, I may do another edition of this as movies continue out and to come out in the beginning of 2015. And have a wonderful holidays. Hope everybody's having holiday great spirits, And feel free to log onto my website, which is brookandbrown.com. Subscribe to this podcast. We are on iTunes. It's for all you iPhone or iPod users out there. And looking forward to keeping this going as far as I can. And this has been another great episode of Trending Topics with BB. And can't wait to talk to you next time. We will see you then. Bye.